Cowabunga, nerds! Last week I ran a Twitter poll to see what game you wanted me to cover this week, and Ninja Turtles, or Hero Turtles if you like, beat out a couple of more obscure NES titles for the win. Now, I'm going to do this even though, honestly, I don't feel like I've got the personality, let alone the video editing skills, to do these guys any justice. They defined a generation. My generation. But I'm going to do it anyway. So, without too much further ado, here's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for the NES. Don't go anywhere. It's going to be radical, dude. If you grew up in the late 80s or early 90s, it was Turtles everything. The cartoon, the live-action movie, toys, breakfast cereal, and who could forget Crunch-a-Bungas? No, everybody could. They were totally gross.
Awesome! Got some! Awesome! Crunch-a-Bungas!
Yeah, and if it wasn't Turtles, it was Nintendo, at least in the US. And Nintendo characters got pretty much the same treatment. There's breakfast cereal, comics, toys, cartoons.
Well, excuse me, princess.
So a Ninja Turtles Nintendo game should have been the cornerstone to my quintessential 90s childhood. What better way to be completely immersed in the characters and stories and memories I was growing up with? What more could a kid ask for? Well, for starters, maybe a sense of accomplishment. I don't know. This game will chew you up like an old sewer pizza. This game will ninja kick you right in the childhood. You like games, little guy? You like video games? Well, look how bad you are. Look! I was like 7 when this came out, and I thought, if I just had like 27 more years to practice, I'll be pretty good at it. No. No. This is another one for the pile of games I'll never beat. Ow! Fine, I'll try it, okay? God. Stupid YouTube channel. This game was ridiculously popular. Konami sold over 4 million copies, and today you can find it in just about any store that sells old games. All my friends had a copy, but they never mentioned it being so brutal. In fact, a lot of them claimed they beat it, and I believed them at the time, but looking back, I'm pretty sure they were just dirty, rotten liars. While it was developed by Konami, they did so under Ultra Games, a shell company. Get it? Shell? Ultra was the subsidiary that created Skater Die, the NES port of Metal Gear, and a bunch of others. Pizza. So why a shell company? Well, following the video game crash of 1983, Nintendo was very particular about who they granted license to. They limited third-party developers to releasing just 5 titles a year on the NES. Konami, who was a prolific developer and really good at it, needed to get around this, so they formed Ultra as a subsidiary, and between their two companies they could release 10 titles per year on the Nintendo. Now, if it sounds familiar, independent developers releasing tons of shovelware and crapware year after year, it should. It's as if somebody opened a valve and now steaming piles of crap are released into the market year after year. It's a bubble, and it's the reason that these old games are getting so much attention now, because Nintendo took care to make sure that they were at least pretty good. Konami's a competent developer, and there's a lot to like about this game when you first fire it up. The music's great, the sound effects are great, the turtles are all here with their weapons, and each one has subtle differences to their play style. Each turtle also has their own life bar, and you can switch arbitrarily during the game, so there's an element of turtle management that adds depth and strategy. All of the bosses came straight from the TV show, along with April, Splinter, and, of course, the Turtle Van. The Turtle Van is your primary way to navigate the overworld, which is overrun by Foot Clan steamrollers. They respawn constantly and are generally a huge pain in the butt. But it's right here that the game takes a dive. Literally. I remember being a kid and being so pleased with myself for beating that first level, and then this level starts. I'm not sure I need to introduce it, just about anybody that played this as a kid will remember. You've got to swim through what is, according to the instructions, the criminally polluted Hudson River to avoid obstacles and overcome currents and defuse bombs, and it's not impossible, even when I was a kid. The problem is that there's just so much unavoidable damage. You've got to be careful, but you can't be careful because you only have 2 minutes to complete the stage, so you're rushing as carefully as you can, taking damage, switching turtles, taking damage, switching turtles. By the time you get to the next level, your turtles are probably all low on health because of that stupid water stage, and from this point on, the game is just merciless. Each level is a marathon maze where you have to find where you're going, constantly under assault from steamrollers, going from stage to stage, and facing some of retro gaming's most frustrating jumps. As a kid, I rage quit this game so many times. I could never make it past level 3. It's hard, and you've only got a couple of continues. But now I'm a grown-up, kind of. And it's time for revenge! I've just got to use the resources now that I didn't have when I was a kid, like my grown-up sense of patience, and these ropes to cross this building, and this blimp now that I'm grown up and can drive a blimp, and an emulator. That's right, I'm using an emulator. You think I'm actually sitting here playing it and recording at the same time? I don't even know how to do that. Anyway, I'm not going to be able to beat this on the system itself. I need a little technical help. So if you'll excuse me, I'm going to pretend to keep playing this. I can't beat it. I can't beat it on the console. I can't beat it on the emulator. I mean, there might be Game Genie codes or something. I don't know, but I've got to draw the line somewhere. I'm sure some people can beat this game with, one continue, no hits, whatever. People do that on YouTube all the time. And it's amazing. I'm not going to be able to do it. So you should get this game, but not because you think you're going to beat it. Get it because it's a solid game. See how far you can get on your 2 continues, and then go back to the beginning when it's easy and you can just beat the crap out of your enemies. Also, I mean, get this game just because it's a cultural phenomenon. I mean, this is basically my entire childhood distilled into a little plastic rectangle, and that's awesome. Hey, if you like this video, be sure to subscribe so you can find out when I come out with my next video. If you want to help me out with suggestions and things like that, you can either leave them in the comments below or find me on Twitter at @longy_long. I'm always open to suggestions and want to hear what you guys think about what I'm doing. So, until next time, do what I do. Keep it mad ghetto, you dog. Ow. Oh! Fine, I'll give it a try. Oh, jeez. Fine, I'll try it. God.